Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the fight for freedom and democracy in Greece continues, as we are up against Phrygia, which is a war that I did not start. It's started by Egypt. If you recall, the first Egyptian-Phrygian war was a bad defeat for the Egyptians, especially with the loss of Memphis. With the second Egyptian war, the objective is to take Memphis, and we have achieved this objective, even though we did most of the fighting in Egypt, while the Egyptian forces are across are mostly in the Levant region. That's where their front line is. Some of which are retreating, as you can tell by the low morale, which means Phrygia has the momentum now. Especially some of them, they got mercenaries on their side now. Which Egypt has occupied a good amount of territory. And there's this one army there. Not too far from Antagonia, which is the capital of Phrygia, or the Antigonid Empire, which is where the resting place of Alexander the Great now lies there, as it was them that they took it from Alexandria, where he was originally entombed there. But we're not concerned about the body of Alexander. We care about for the freedom of Greece under Magna Graecia protection, in which we've done very well on the initial part of the campaign. So it was, as I said, the progress was very well, but enemy forces are now coming down here. They're coming down towards Aetolia, and they're already retaking areas in Epirus, where we first started there. We're up against Megara forces, mainly mercenaries, because, well, we occupy their territory and have no shortage of money there for these Megarans. Even though the problem is they're lowered morale of armies, so they won't stand and fight for long when we meet them in battle. And speaking of morale, since we've largely been avoiding the Antigonid fleet, because they still have the best admiral in the world, even though he's currently suffering from gout, and he'll still be around during the entire course of the war. And since we have a habit of avoiding naval battles, so we decided to switch from Magna to let me see, Marshal Ethos, just to up the morale of armies more. So yeah, the morale slightly up. Oh, and let's make this even better. And I know we're losing money, but we have a lot of money, which is not going to be spent on mercenaries. We're not going to call on Hades, we're going to call on Ares. Even though the religious unity isn't strong, but it's high enough for here. Now we have even more morale, so give it 2 months and then they'll be ready for action, in which we can stand and fight for long. So let the enemies roam free and retaking Epirus. We'll come back and get those areas. There's no forts there. And hold out and until it reaches 25 plus, as long as Memphis is under Egyptian control, then we'll be in a more better position until their war enthusiasm goes lower and lower. And then Egypt will start negotiating with Phrygia. Yes, Egypt will negotiate, and hopefully those territories that we occupy, we may not get all of them, I hope some of them will be under Magna Graecian control, in which we will establish a foothold in Greece. And then after peacetime, then we'll be ready for the Second Hellenic World War, which this time we have to take the rest of Greece. We have Crete, Peloponnese, Epirus, and soon Attica. And this will be another obstacle. is to go island hopping in the Aegean. But I believe that's for another war. Right now, we're gonna send our troops from Crete back to Egypt. They got their food now. Their morale will be recovered by then. We're sending them to Alexandria. There's no resistance there based on this one Egyptian ship that just left on that part of the Nile. We only faced one Phrygian army in Egypt, but haven't seen them since. But remember, avoid the fleet. Not even ours can take them on, despite the numerical superiority, but they have 55 megapolarines. They clearly have the best quality of ships, as far as we're concerned. So good luck. Let them come. We'll fight this mercenary army here. If they go to Hypatia, that's where we shall fight. It's in the mountains. Okay, you pulled back. Smart move, perhaps? Phrygian control, thanks to those mercenaries. Land's full of mercenaries. Last of Andros maybe can be held up here. While they have to keep getting their food from there. Don't worry about this, 3 armies can handle it. These 3 will be kept here on this front. Oh crap, a storm. But don't worry, these are fast ships, they can handle it. Once the troops establish a foothold in Alexandria, the ships will be landed there and fix whatever damage they took during a storm. Wait for the movement to be locked, we shall fight them there. Or not. Move on. Uh-oh. We got Phrygians. Archimedes. Archimedes negative. It's just a minor character for Phrygia. He's confident. Does he got heavy cavalry? Yes, a few of them. They're on the march. But remember, their morale is low, so it should be easy to defeat them. Incoming! They're going to Lamia. Few of the mercenaries belonging to Andros will be there. And the Arcadians will be with us. Once their movement is locked. Oh, they're force marching now. Well, we force march as well. Get the cavalry! Got to turn around. There's no elephants here. Again, we'll likely win, but yeah. So Lamia is gonna be the place to fight. Luckily, there's a fort we have control there, so they're not gonna support them. Well, they'll keep up with the siege of Athens, which, by the way, for note, Athens was a subject to Phrygia, but now it has integrated, in which one would think that Phrygian, who's governing this area? Well, that man, he's the governor of Greece, for the Antigonid Empire. One would think that with the integration of Athens that took place about last year, I assume, that they pretty much declared that democracy of Greece is dead. Although a few republics remain, but they're largely oligarchic. And we came here to restore democracy. And one would think in that public assembly in Athens that they pretty much agreed upon, with their full loyalty towards Phrygia and the integration of that decision. And I'm sure there's an Athenian somewhere in that city that probably think to their mind by saying, so this is how Athenian democracy dies. Well, we're here to restore democracy in Greece, not just Athens, but for all Greeks. And the big battles are now coming here in the Greek mainland. I think they're going to Egypt. Should we really draw them out and get them over here? Because if there's an opportunity to fight, despite the fact that we have an admiral that is just slightly less skilled than theirs, but they got more ships. I mean, we have the most ships. We have the numerical advantage, but the placement is the problem. Speaking of placements, before this occurs, look, light infantry here, flanking corps, heavy cavalry. You come on up. Yeah. It's basically infantry support. Never did this entire time. That's good. Yes. All the ones on board? Just want to make sure. Have to reorganize a little on how the structure of the army is going in battle. Now that you're out of the storm, yeah, a few ships took damage. After we took Alexandria, those ships are going to stay there for a month, and then perhaps we shall meet the Phrygian fleet. They don't have the morale right now, but they got a lot of cohorts and decent generals. Fortunately, when this war continues on, there might be another civil war, and this could give us a chance to negotiate with the remaining subjects to come on our side. But at least Egypt is not being threatened by civil war. Alright. Have a look. This battle's about to begin. Almost done. Oh, it didn't force my cut out of that. Again, they're not coming in with the best morale. So we're coming in with a lot of reinforcements. Well, I guess you're in charge of this battle because you're the best one out there. And, movement's locked. They'll be there on the 11th. Look back on the 11th. Nice. We got him where we wanted. Reinforcements will soon be arriving. Once they're driven out, send the armies to Epirus. I don't think we'll catch up, despite the fact we have the War Master. Land to Alexandria. Take there for Egypt. Once they land, we shall meet them there. And if I had my druthers that may want to go get those mercenaries. But that's a lot of money. Next time after this war, gotta use mercenary alliance. Need to reduce it. As the troops are landing to Alexandria and will soon occupy, this battle continues. Reinforcements arrive. Their losses. Our losses are acceptable. In fact, we took most of the casualties. And the Arcadian didn't lose very much. Rid of the Etrian mercenaries and their conventional Phrygian army, which wasn't high in morale. They took a brunt of it. But we get little, and it was not my battle. Right. Right, we've driven them out. But remember, this is part of Greece that we want, and don't need to advance further towards Thessaly. That's part of Macedonia. The Thracians are keeping them busy. Head this way, deny them. Keep foraging for food. As you were. Back to your positions. Guess I could see the occupations on the screen. I'll look back on that in a moment. That's for the Epirus front. Alexandria pillaged. After the siege of Alexandria, Automarchus Agathid let his troops run riot, resulting in murder, rape, and theft. The hope that Automarchus has gained from this evil act is beyond compare, and our advice suggests that he's now one of the richest people of our land. Even the deserters previously resident in Alexandria are flocking to join Automarchus. Well, do come. There'll be 2 more units to be loyal. I mean, we know all the help we can get. So that's 2 more light infantry. And for goodness sakes, don't even think about desecrating that holy site here. It belonged to Alexander the Great. And land those ships here. Phrygia's coming down soon. Gun supply is very good, but scatter. Automarchus' army is larger. While our fleet is slow to approach, just head to Alexandria. Go support them. There's many of us. We can defeat them together. War's over. War is over. Okay. Here's the result. They were able to, Egypt was able to retake Memphis. That was the primary objective of this war. Maybe Phrygia had to back out, knowing that the Civil War is going to be coming soon. Now that they'd lost, well, then those people, or so, aren't going to look too kindly on them. So is their loyalties. But we failed to take any territories. We did not gain a foothold into Greece. But do not worry. Back over here. Head to here. That's where we shall pick up everybody. There's room for everybody. Come on. We're going home. Okay. You got your cities back. But you just wait until another war. So, as a result, we've signed a deal with Phrygia, peace deal. In 4 years' time, they even will take advantage of the chaos of their civil war. The Senate is divided on until then. All I can say is, damn, we were just getting started. Well, we're going home now. Ship's exiled. Shoot. Well, try to get to Egypt. We'll pick you up from there. Well, let's use this money now. A little more Roman power. And mercenary army maintenance to be lowered as well in case we need them in the future. Save it for next year, which we'll get more supply limit and starting experience that we'll have to spend our money on, especially supply limit because we're used to fighting wars in other places. So Egypt got away with what they wanted and we gained nothing. Some friend you are, but thank you. And we hope that Phrygia stays into a civil war in that part of chaos. But the real question is, other than Egypt made a peace deal with Phrygia, have they lost their subjects? Is another question, like if they released some of them. Or released any little countries from their control. But mind you, they're still at war with Bithynia, so that means they're going to put their focus on that now. Nope, they found a way to stop themselves from having a civil war. Damn it! Not to mention they're stable again. I'm sure they've gone through a lot of trouble for that. Impossible to get them on our side now. But remember, next time, everybody's coming. Even you. I don't care what you say. If you break away the alliance with us, well then fine by me. And since we were able to advance as far as Attica, let's fabricate just one more claim for Attica. Just for future reference. that we were able to advance as far as Attica. First World War was something. Second one's going to be the real war. No ships to port. Well, we can go to... Okay, I guess... Get your running sandals on, boys. Go and head to Cyrenaica. Well, you're exiled, so... Well... Just try to work your way to Cyrenaica. Actually, the nearest port is over there. Land here. And we'll pick you up from there. Well, all armies must meet here. Too loyal. Yeah, we'll take a few manpower losses due to being out there. Everybody's going home. We'll be back in 4 years. Hey, you too. Your position's in Mantinea, right? Don't we have access? Yes? Oh, we don't have access with them anymore. Oh, that's troubling. Hey, nah, they wouldn't. Of course, declaring war against somebody that has improved relations, as I said, that's troubling. They weren't exiled, so we walked through this territory, and they became not exiled. Sorry we're going to be using up your food here. But I guess we'll stay here. And just watch our food supplies just chip it away. That's bad. It's just one army, right? But hey, at least you'll be stationed there, and then when the second one starts, you get to occupy a few territories before we bring up the rest. We'll be back for you. Just hold out. One at a time. Head back to Taurus. Well, Egypt, now that you have Memphis back under your control, I'm sure your manpower reserves will be a lot more improved, and so is your economy. But, should a civil war break out, we'll intervene as well. Just get your act together. Unless, who's the disloyal general? Because remember the time that we recruited a disloyal general and we were able to get units out of him? What's that guy's name again? Kineas. Him. You could easily, you know. I'll lower the economy a bit as well, since we're no longer in hostilities, but I'll keep the army maintenance up, just in case. Restarts that supply limit immediately. As I said, well, you're stuck here. And that supply limit is fine for you, but you can't forage food around here. Or can you? 37? Well, yeah. I guess you can hold out. Says if the army were to be taking attrition, which they're not. Okay, I guess your orders are to stay. Bring it back to Crete. Build a granary here. In fact, 2 of them. Because, as we said, we use Crete as a resupply station for our armies. Especially for those that go on the Egyptian expedition. There's 2 countries that may be on the verge of civil war. Mamercus died before the war ended. Just in case. Kindly, but cautious. Alright. Taliatian Druidic. Strange. Oh yes, he's the one that's gonna have to be stationed there. Oh yeah, that guy. Tell you what, when in about a year's time, start drilling. You need your experience. You know, to get ready for fight and everything. Meanwhile, the fight continues up there. But I fear that Phrygia may win this war now they got their focus on there. Citizens euphoric. The patriotic citizens of Panormal are ecstatic of our benevolent rule. In honor of our majesty, they kindly raised a rather pitiful sum of gold, hoping to procure some political favor. We simply had a hard to tell them that their gift was a trifle. That's not pitiful. This is great. There's enough room for all of us here. But is it really? Any of you taking attrition? Nope. Well, we'll be taking the food here. Big time. Alright, the army's stationed here. But, I guess we may have to move back to Magna Graecia. What the hell? What kind of philosopher that's causing trouble? He was the co-Archon and uncle of the Archon. Remember him? He was governor of Italia. Him. course. Oh, build a slave state. Just more local monthly food modifier. That's what it needs more of. Oh yeah, this one island of Crete that was left out. This has fish. Hell, if only we had control then. But remember, the next war will be the real one. Well, now they're back in their areas. He successfully prevented another civil war in Egypt. I wish him a speedy recovery. Oh yeah, very stable. We can make it out so. As I said, we wanted our army to go home, but they're not taking any losses of food capacity. We can forage for food once the war begins. They have learned survival as skills. Well, Phrygia may have a civil war in their hands. Oh no, we are taking food. Okay. Split up. One here. One to Puglia. Another to Lucania. And I guess these two armies can stay there. When it's time to mobilize, bring them all to Taurus. Again, we're resupplying it. Just hold on a moment. Still there. Taking a look at all the settlement buildings. The best you could do. Okay, just send one more out there then. You're good. Alright. Guess we're done giving them food here. Sure? Okay. That's good. Thank you. Sorry we had to abuse the hospitality, but they need to. And we'll send them back to Croton. Got your food? Yes. Get your ships. You'll be headed to Croton. Now, based on our experiences from this war, let me think. Light infantry, light cavalry defense, or heavy cavalry offense. Then we had some heavy cavalry in that last battle, and that kind of played a role there. And there's even heavy cavalry on the Egyptian front that we've had. So go for Cataphracoi. Matter of fact, we may have to continue down the Seleucid path. We get this, this, then you get one more of this, and you will automatically get this for free. Especially that we're becoming interested in the mercenaries. But we're more cavalry intensive. Thus reflecting our attitude of this military that we've been having. Cataphracts. That's what we have. So again, no gains, but we learned something here. The second war better be the war we'll have to take all of Greece. Perhaps, maybe not, or maybe they'll take another war, because we didn't want to include Euboea and the Aegean Islands. Because that is a mess-safe front line. Oh, way down there. Keep forgetting. Egypt prevented a civil war. Phrygia has not. Well, they're barely on that threshold. What's going on over there? What is the matter with you? That man's going to be causing problems in the future. I have to switch a governor. Need someone more benevolent. Put him here. Harsh treatment. That'll convince him. Carthage is at war. Where? Not surprisingly. Let's see. What happened to our former friend? Were they conquered, or did they have their name changed? Who knows? So they arrived in Croton. Oh, hell. Do you people not produce food here? There's plenty of salt here. This is a farming settlement. City. Get some grain over here. I mean, alternatively, the best place to be resupplied is Syracuse. It can hold a lot. Almost there. In fact, there. Now we can turn this city into a second metropolis. That's what we wanted to do with that for the longest time, and we have the money to support it. So officially, Syracuse will be the second largest city of Magna Graecia. Once it's finished, I'll switch its policy back to more towards commerce. And it's possible that a third metropolis might be built here, unless I want to move all the slaves in, but I think that may cause too many problems. Sympathetic lawmaker assassinated. That's fine. That's why the unrest. But do not worry about the heavily looted thing. I mean, Carchedon will return to prominence. What could make them attractive to come into this city? I'm looking. Can't get more elephants right now. I recall there's a... No, there's no trade good that involves, well, but we know there's a bit of a problem with slave unhappiness. Perhaps you gotta import some hemp. But no, that's slave output. Look for slave happiness. Aha, here it is. Olives. Which we already have some, but we can import another. From Tarentum. There we go. They won't cause any trouble around here. Just trying to keep the country stable. And we continue to colonize Corsica. This one has wood. Good. I gotta do something to take advantage of this stability. Like, any laws we could change? Oh. Oh dear. This man we're about to elect is epileptic, depressed. He's not gonna be around for very long. Once his rule begins. Not to mention former slave. I have a bad habit saying not to mention a lot. I need us. Anyways. Like, sometimes I wish we could just extend the terms. But that'd be up to the populist faction. I mean, they would like that stuff. Or even change the Pantheon a little. But these have been very good to me. Quite honestly. So maybe we'll just stay stable. Good. Good place. Once the metropolis is finished, switch policy. Succumb to lunacy. And then, we'll have to start switching that policy and... Wait a minute. But, so you trying to drive people out of there? No, nobody's leaving here. A lot of people is to be migrating. But, as I said, don't worry. Taxation's gonna go up. But no, it's population migration speed. They're not attracted to go in the city, but if they want to go over there, they'll be going over there. Not to mention more local provincial oil. That's fine. Look for an agathid. Oh dear. Do I have to look? boy. Is he at least good at anything? Strategos. Gone. Okay, for this spot. Who the... Oh yeah, he's from Boy. He came for that area. Level 10, really? Okay, yeah. Put this man in first. When one of our old generals passed on, I think we found a replacement. We found a man. Oh, the one who's stuck over there. He's the one that passed. You only have one loyal cohort, but... No, we found a suitable replacement. A tactician. I didn't check his trait. Good, we found a man. Yeah, he'll fit. He'll fit right in. He's very loyal. Again. Edicus Bois. Leponic. Which, that's the ethnic group that Boyac people belong to. I think that's the first long-haired guy we've had in our army. Anyways. Tablets. Oh, you want to be thieving, eh? Well, we'll send you to Lipics. Oh, I would have voted for someone better. But, nah. Okay, one more, but that's for the maintenance. To be lowered so we could get more money. Oh dear. Oh no, it's the guy who's gonna be the Archon. So, he caused internal bleeding and he left her horrific injuries. Oh, he's gonna be blind. Just tell him to stop seeking treatment. And you still want to seek treatment. The man's gonna die. That's in Liguria. Don't ignore it. Menandros is gone. Peace will expire in 2 years. Okay. It's still plenty of time. They've managed to prevent a civil war. Again. Well, their war is still ongoing. But I fear they may get something out of Thrace, which is our ally that we benefit. And they are nearly taking hold of that objective. Rebels control that fort. Here's an idea. Just let him be elected or be dead, whatever, what he prefers. Whichever the way he goes. Can't please everybody. At least it's going to be before the war when that metropolis of Syracuse is finished. There, taxation up for Carchedon. As I said, it's going to be a prominent city again. And it's going to be the breadbasket of Magna Graecia. Speaking of which, what is their settlements like? I haven't really looked into those. Really? Nothing? This guy died. You should encourage the building here, but you spent too much, so... This has olives. Some mine because it produces stone. There's wood. Grain. Why don't we have a farming settlement here? This is good land. More grain? All that grain with all these slaves living there. Says why? I got it. The food is good enough. It's just, well, it's got to live up to its reputation. Carchedon is going to be the breadbasket of Magna Graecia. Perhaps the granary of Magna Graecia. Like if we need grain for an area like, say, here, we'll get it from Carchedon. No need to get it from other countries. What the hell's going on? These two of Italia. Sympathetic lawmaker assassinated. What have you done? What kind of governor are you? Local autonomy. Local autonomy. No, no, no. Can't have any people who are, especially a bit slow. Ambitious man. He doesn't have any low cohorts, that's a good thing. What's his finesse? Statesmanship. Check that. It's good, but he's causing problems already. And I'm a bit paranoid about that. I mean, there's no risk of rebellion. That's just a minor thing. Maybe you shouldn't overreact to that sort of thing. Food situation's good. Start drilling. Get ready. It would seem that our planet despite its cuts of it, has managed to spread some vile rumors about me. It's clear something must have before it loses more credibility. Listen, I'm gonna be out of the job soon, so there's nothing we can do. He could say whatever he wants. Less than a year, and then this area becomes a metropolis. No civil war there. Possible threat of civil war in Egypt. Unfortunately. Senate says no on this, but, well, we're about to elect a man who's not going to hold this office for very long, and thus election day will be changed. Hail to the new Archon, who's a blind man and he's dying. And ultimately, the treatment failed. I think their navy expanded a little. I was about to say, who's this man? Because I kind of want to give the military faction some power. You know, to help us out on this war with Phrygia. I mean, I could make it happen. We got a lot of stability. There is no tyranny here. And we're not going to be around for long. Again, Senate is not doesn't want it, but giving them for the military faction more seats, and oh yeah, they'll be willing. We have claims in this area. That man needs to go. But I think his lunacy may kill him off. So let him be what he wants to be then. A bit risky. Given how many times we're going to Dorset. And limited time on Earth that I have. No, no thank you. It's too little power base for that anyway. That's a new co-Archon, but yeah, you got this, Terry. Welcome to my world. Of course. We always do that. Whatever's good for the economy. Oh boy, scandal. That man, and then these two women here. What the hell? They're two old women. This lover. What the hell? These two old people. Lose position of government, as in he's going to be no longer co-Archon? Are you sure about that? So we just basically said, hey, cut it out. There's no need for a trial. Well, we can't deal with that governor unless we bribe him with something. I mean, that man's got a lot of holdings. So we just give it to him. That'll tell him. Unfortunately, loyalty is going to keep going down and down and down until, you know, he dies of a raving lunatic. Well, I'm going to be dead in about a year or so. Matter of fact, it's best to do it right now. As stability continues to go down, no time to wait anymore. Do it 2 times. Check in a month. let the military take power in this snap election once I pass. Well, he's too young to be elected. He's only 29, but the closest is unfortunately Lucius, who is this man. He's not very charismatic, but damn it, something's gotta give. His loyalty is in the middle. Not to mention, that would make him the first non-Italian Greek. If he were to be elected, if we keep endorsing it. That does further increasing the tyranny. You know what? Screw it. Okay, that's the max. It's the best we could do. So the civic faction's gonna be running things. He's healthy. So is he. But with the military faction now with the majority, as set by me, then at least they'll be more cooperative. Guess we shall see. Yep, they've taken parts of Thrace. A big chunk of it. That is the last time you'll ever expand. I get angry for seeing such things. Of how big they expand so fast. "700 territories. Does that mean that's bigger than Moria? Yes. Officially, as we look here on a ledger. Let me see. Phrygia is the largest country of this entire playthrough. And there's going to be no shortage of manpower once this war starts. Which again, it will start on December 12th. That's when the peace deal will expire. We got 1 year. 1 year. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen. Well, these men will keep drilling. They're going to get ready to know what's to come. By June, mobilize the troops. You've expanded big time too. Dardania is pretty busy. Okay. I don't think he'll make it this year. No risk of rebellion from these provinces, knowing that the governor will kick a bucket sooner rather than later. Well, Carthage can do whatever the hell they want. Oh, by the way, Syracuse is now officially a metropolis. We can import something if we want to. Now encourage trade here, because it says very good, very good. Now with the loyalties going back up a bit slowly, unless you want to move some slaves over here. And then we'll spend more money and all that political influence to, well, make it so. But that'll cost you 400. And during that course of the war, that's going to be expensive. So you may want to import some more trade to increase the commerce a bit. I mean, we could have done more, but the amount of tribute we get tends to vary. There'll be a few more migrants coming this. There'll be one coming this year, but the other's gonna take a pretty long time to get there. Some of which ain't gonna be coming. While some will be leaving the Syracuse, knowing that, hey, there's this big city that's pretty happening there. Not really. Also, to lower that fort maintenance, I think it's time to get rid of these forts, because no enemy is ever going to cross here again, not even Carthage. So we don't plan on going to war with Carthage anymore, so take all but one down. Syracuse will keep. We'll be getting rid of some of them. Not all. Just a few. These two in Sardinia and one in Corsica will keep. One for there and one there in case of hostilities break out. Thus increasing the economy a little bit. Any time now. Stop for a moment. Let's get to trading. Needs more citizens here. Tell you what, once we create a metropolis out of Carchedon soon, we may also have to, the city buildings not put up an academy, because there's far too many slaves here. Keep that well in mind far in the future. And here? Oh, there's no shortages. I get stuff here. Put some horses here, just in case you want to build some cavalry in this region. Don't get them from it locally, get it from other countries. There's this madhouse. This'll do. What's going on over in Crete? I'll check Crete in a moment. unfortunately. Surplus. That ain't gonna work. Of course. Now that we have a lot of room, maybe we can put some more citizens and more research for it in the future. That's what the academies are for. Good. What the hell's being starved out for? And also, Croton can also be a potential, whatchamacall, metropolis as well. Get some more grain in. What's causing them to starve out like that? The population's too big? What the hell? Maybe it's what they get for not having enough granaries. For reference. Let's just increase its capacity in a bit. One more. Oh. Boy, many cities that we have can be potential metropolises now. Maybe that recent war has become overpopulated our populace with more slaves. I guess that's why they're starving out. It's unfortunate. Can't do anything about that. You know, the best we could do is just send you some food. But even that has its limits. Even this isn't enough. And there's the final balance. Now, troops, begin to mobilize. Get together. Get on board. You're going to Crete. Even though there is a bit of a food situation going on in Crete, yeah, it's a bit of that. Which I don't like what I'm seeing there. What are you going to do, import more fish? I mean, we could spend political influence on that. Just have another route. Let's tell them, hey, switch to encourage trade. Get more food. To Crete. Don't get on board yet. Very. would you just drop it? Oh my goodness. That is a huge family. Then again, they often marry each other. It's not interbreeding, it's just their kin. My kinsman, kinswoman that time. They're far from that family. They don't do close marriages of anybody. It's not how that works. I mean, that's what you think, Buster. Shame of a governor. In the midst of fall season, Hermogenes Agathid, one of our most esteemed governors, governor of Greece, um, held a vast and lavish party in the summer palace in Lyctos. Even his most loyal subordinates were shocked and display of contempt applied to the common man, and have written directly to us demanding the some manner of justice. Yeah, there is a bit of trouble going on. Demand your resignation. Get out of here. You're the one causing trouble around there. Port defense. Relevance of this region. And stay with encouraging trade. Why the hell not? They're not at war right now, but man, oh man, it's going to be deadly now. There's no disloyal subjects that would take from it. I really don't have time for that. We'll just stick to what they know. Don't worry about Taurus. And I'll be dead very soon, so no one's gonna miss me. Yeah, you just wait 5 more years and you're eligible to be elected, even though you're not the most charismatic man. He's pregnant, in case you didn't notice. Cape drilling. Alright, stop, because this is when we will up the fleet maintenance. Even though this is definitely going to hurt the economy in the long run. Yes, I know we're taking a bunch of food here. Our army stationed there, which they'll be sent to Egypt, to Alexandria. That's what that war is going to be. You will depart in... Let me see. When to depart? Truce expires on the 15th of December. Well, since these are slower ships, get on board right now. All of you. We're going to do it the same way as we all did. Landing site is here. When we sent 2 armies over. Do not worry. Food supply is very good in Greece, based on our experience. And you'll depart next month. Not to mention it gives it time to get the morale of the navies up. Be sure to call upon Hades to get the tax up. Where's their navy stationed at? They got a 10 general. Menandros Antigonid. He is an army general. Larissa. He's stationed in Greece. Yeah, he is an army general. Boy, imagine if we try to kill him in a battle, but that also means, well, at least it's no longer ran by a blind man. Instead, it's ran by a military man who is brave, and he's an original thinker, but he's also forgiving, but corrupt. Very corrupt. Fitting traits of a military dictator, one would think. And he's not even married yet. I mean, there's no shortage of antagonists, but there's no pretender causing trouble. In case if he were to die in a war, then, and it's going to be this man that'll be running things. He's from another side of the family, since Menandros has no family as of yet of his own. Just remember from experience, the main objective will be there. We'll work our way 2 fronts. Remember that. But we're not going to be alone on this form. But Egypt, however, may have to, well, yeah, there's definite risk of civil war, 31%. And they're not getting much manpower. Their army's still needed badly. They're not ready for a war. That's what I fear. Right, get on board. You're departing on the 15th of November. Quit taking the food from the Cretan people. You got one more. Head to them. Oh, who's the Phrygian admiral? That's what we want to know. There's their new admiral. Not as good as the previous. Guess he died during peacetime. He's a what? Oh, precision. Right. They use names slightly differently over in the monarchies. So this is their admiral we have to watch out for. He's currently at Mare Egypt. Somewhere around there. Don't like it. Not one bit. Well, these boys are ready to fight. It's led by a proud tactician of a man. He's ready. We'll all be ready. Yeah, moving on. And that, ladies and gentlemen, we will cover the entirety of the Second Hellenic World War in the next episode. Treaty is expired. The Senate is divided. And this is what we're going to be bringing. Everybody will be coming. And so are they. It's going to be hell. Their country is unstable at the moment. So, let's just hope that there might be a civil war during their course of the war. They're not at war right now, and I'm sure Thrace, just like Egypt, they need some help. And we're going to try to provide it. So, it's only the Bosporan Kingdom. They'll provide great contributions to the upcoming conflict. While Egypt, we may have to help them out. That's the reason why we're sending 2 armies there. It's not just to take Alexandria and the rest of the Egyptian Delta for Egypt, but it's also to help them out with the civil war. Unless I would have to use my, to get their general to defect onto our side. Yeah. Even though it's not even a good general. But that man needs to... I mean, we can recruit him right now, but of course the expense would be up all the way. 3 loyal cohorts? Really? Well, it's not just his loyal, so... Well, anyways. Better join us in this next episode, because this is going to be the real Hellenic World War. The first one was just mainly the Egyptian conflict, and we learned what to do in the Greek situation, which it'll be textbook once again. And we will try to go all the way to Athens. And there might be a 3rd Hellenic World War afterwards to get the Aegean Islands. I don't think we'll go all the way then. We'll do what we can. All that and more in the upcoming episode of Tarentum, Magna Graecia. We're doing this for the Pan-Hellenic government. But until then, so long for now.